video. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you have not seen these videos before, welcome back if you have. Again, my intention is unity, oneness, the highest levels of love light. Just going to go into a little flow, a little light language, and see what kind of wants to come through. And when we have difficulty speaking, and when we are in a space of feeling the inability to pull through our teeth, our tongue, our throats, our ability to renew our expression, when we find ourselves in a space of the inability to convey the words, we are being invited to feel into the frequency. When we are at a lack of words, allowing ourselves to spell into our own frequency, to ignite within us a feeling of combustibility, if you will. Play on words. Allowing ourselves to ignite the cold fusion, so to speak, within our bodies that allows us to feel into what it is that we are wishing to convey, that allows us to feel into the spelling bee that we are participating in. Play on words. As we allow ourselves to feel into this reflection, to be in that space of knowingness, we can then express a feeling into our field that can be felt and tapped into. There are not always words necessary to unlock that which it is we are feeling and expressing in the field, that which it is that we are feeling the inability to express. For as we allow ourselves to be, again, I'm having this reference to spelling. So if you look at a spelling bee, it's a competition. It's not a competition. For sound does not always have to carry with it words. Sounds can be felt and understood on a deeper alchemization, a deeper level, a deeper layering, if you will, a leveling. Allowing ourselves to open to the sound, the deeper sounds that are emanating from the heart space, the resiliency, if you will, the resilient senses, for that which it is we are trying to spell out does not come from the brain, so to speak, does not necessarily come from that which we think we know. For communication, as I say communication, I hear communicate at the ionic level. I hear communication, K-A. I hear coming into communication, We allow ourselves to reflect. Nemuku wa nate ishtek unahate. We allow ourselves to direct our communication as if in thought, yet if we allow ourselves to deepen beyond that which is thought, we can feel into the communication at the ionic level. We can feel into the expression that we are extrapolating from our senses, that we are tapping into. We allow ourselves to feel into the resiliency of the heart. We allow ourselves to convey a deeper sense. So, I'm just being reminded to share how light linguistics, the reason a lot of people respond to it strongly with feeling is because that's where it's coming from. It's not necessarily some logic, right, in which we feel. We just understand it on a cellular level. It just speaks to our soul. It speaks to our hearts. And this is something that I'm just being invited to just kind of share. This allows us to feel into the patterns that are being presented in front of us, around us. The patterns that we are feeling into through our sound, through our ears, through our skin, through our sight, our smell, and that which is deeper within, as in our own claircognizance of knowingness, clairsentience, our sentience, using all of our sensations. This allows us to feel into a deeper bridge, if you will, bridging together a past focal point into a more focused point of nowscape reality. I'm hearing now sapien, homo sapien, home base, homing into this. More plays on words with that. I'm hearing homo erectus, allowing us to rectify, to ratify, to gratify. I'm hearing bandwidth recognition. And so part of it is accessing. I'm just laughing. I literally am seeing a dolphin and a sun. And dolphins are a perfect example of a deeper form of communication and sonar, and the bubbles that they use, and their language, which is not necessarily, it's clicks, like click, we click. And now I'm also seeing like crossfire. So it's fire and a cross and the sun again. Lots of references to the sun today. We might be having some solar activations, right? Kuwanate, kuahanate. I'm going to stay in this space for a moment. So I'm being guided to talk about what I feel sometimes when I see messages. Sometimes when I communicate with Source as me, the messages that come through are not necessarily verbal, right? And sometimes we think the only reason we communicate is through language, but language is light in form, right? It is a form of communication. It is a signal, a signification, a signal, a symbol that we are sending out to bring into form what it is that we are feeling or expressing, creating, whatever it might be. So the biggest message, and I'm going to kind of end on this note, is recognizing that communication is coming in all forms. And this is a reference also to synchronicity. So we may see these signs, and that may be one form of communication from source, from the universe saying, pay attention. You know, there are signals. And so pay attention to all of the signals from the universe, because when we take, what I'm hearing is when we take them for granted, again, this is the planned words, we then don't access our full potential for the communication with the source that we are, the source that we are creating, the source that we are coding, the source codes that we are receiving, the source codes that we are creating. For we are continually connected to source code, and we are in the process of expanding the codes and the interactions in which we code into. That which we have held so coded in secret are becoming more prevalent, are becoming more, they're revealing themselves more. I'm seeing cobra. I'm seeing the snake. Whew, so much coming in. For this is a multi-dimensional quantum form of communication. And the more we open up to our different forms of communication, the less we are spellbound. Bound to spelling and doctrines. Bound to certain spellings that we have been talked, indoctrinated. And I'm just seeing we open up to our clairvoyancy, our relevancy, our ability to be clairvoyant and to see clearly beyond the voice, clairvoyantly. Hear the words, the meaning, the feeling behind the voice, clairvoyantly. See the meaning beyond a language dictated by race and agenda. I'm hearing dictating beyond our point of view. Taking diction, dictating, contradicting many dictions that have been doctrinated into our dictionary. And as we allow ourselves to thread through our true words and definitions redefined by outscribing the outside going from within, unscrambling that which has been scribed, that which has been written, that which has been deficient in feeling, in submission. We are breaking through and seeing clairvoyantly, claircognizant, clairaudient. We are using all of our senses to communicate. And when we do this in this way, all communications open, unscramble the wires, and allow us to communicate in the quantum, in the multidimensional fields that we are all existing within. This allows us to essentially, I'm hearing descramble the scramblers, Nukur. I'm hearing descrambled the DNA, the dictation that has been imprinted into our DNA. We rewire the construction sets. It's time to play. In love and light. Namaste. Ooh, that even rhymed.